All right, it is Monday, August 3rd, 2026, here for a trade recap. It has been since July 21st when I was last able to trade. So we missed 8 sessions, 3 sessions 2 weeks ago, all of last week, and I'm finally back. So, looking at the pre market context, price since May has been in this overall higher time frame balance range, peeking its head above resistance just briefly, but besides that, spending most of its time in this last 3 months in this range. Looking a little bit more recently, we can see we had a recent down push, downtrend. It was very choppy. It wasn't just straight sell off, straight sell off, straight sell off. It was sell off, chop and rally a little bit, sell off, chop and rally a little bit, sell off, chop and rally, sell off. More recently, just the previous few sessions, we saw a big rally off of this higher time frame support balance low area. Saw that push and then saw continuation the next day. And then it's kind of hard to see, but we have a little gap up overnight. And overnight, we've just been putting in a balance. So you can see that better here. Recent strength after testing support. Next day was strong again. Excuse me. Gap up. Right here. Started pushing down. Market closes. Next time it opens, we're all the way up here. And at this point, we're balancing this little tight range. So, a couple main scenarios I'm watching. First, we have this little tight balance. Easy peasy, like my bread and butter setup. We're in this balanced range. Look for mean reversion. Right here, first setup. Watching this lower time frame balance for a mean reversion. Outside of that, I'm pretty much looking for continuation. Outside of this little balance, if we break the highs, I'm looking for a push into this higher time frame balance highs. If we break the low of that balance, I'm looking for a higher time frame mean reversion. So when you get in a higher time frame balance like this, you can use levels more as targets, or like say we're at this point in the move in here where we've bounced off in the pre-market strongly off the low, and then we might look for longs to target that higher time frame mean reversion. But on the intraday perspective, we'd be looking for a trend continuation. So it's all about context, piecing it all together. There's lots of moving parts. Um, yeah, and then shorts, if that gave to the downside, easily looking for this gap fill, and could see more gap fill into balance midpoint. All right, so let's look at the market. So price dumps right at open, very aggressively, right into that balance low, 7542. The level exactly was maybe 45, 7545. The low of that, 7543.5. So pretty much right there to the tick. 42.5 or 43.5 was the level we hit, 42.75. So you can see we rallied hard off of this level. What happened to get me my long entry? So aggressive sell off into key level, aggressive selling absorbed and met with aggressive buying. That's the first thing I look for a long reversal. See these thick red bubbles, and then a little bit more here. When this strong buying comes in right here, that's when I mark out this level. I mark out where the selling is left behind, where the absorption occurred. Um, but that's only valid once this strong buying comes in. Now, we rejected this offer. Price pulls back. I've got my level drawn out. And what do we see? We see selling aggressively push into this level. It starts slowing down a little bit. Another aggressive push. And then in here, you can see it really starts getting small. I'm not seeing as much selling. This bid is loading in as well. So what that is showing me is a bid defending, a passive buyer defending, and we're seeing a bit of exhaustion here from the sell side, while buying is still looking pretty strong. So I go ahead and get in here at 951, or sorry, 7551. My entry's about right there. Stop is at 46.50. And I only went with one contract in this. Now, the reason is a few things. Main reason is I haven't been on in a couple weeks, so I'm not looking to do anything that can, freak out my emotions or anything. That's the first part of it. Second part of it is pretty volatile. We sold off like 15 points and 2 candles at the open. This candle ripped up, has a 5-point wick, and like it had pretty much already hit the midpoint of the balance. The midpoint of the balance was 56, just right up there. So and with this offer sitting here, that's another level of caution. But I go ahead and take the setup. Nothing else you can really see here. Get in, stop loss there, entry here, looking for a mean reversion. This is one where I'm not as worried about RR, because it's more of a setup where I just know it's very likely that it'll revert to the mean. What do we do from there? I don't know. We could easily reverse. So if we hit the mean, I'm getting out. The mean was at 56. I got out at 57.25 for 6.25 points and only 1.38 RR. Now, I don't love that, but with this type of setup, it's got to play. And I will say, of course, this thing kept rallying, but we're not here to be perfect and catch every bit of every move. We're here to catch repeatable things that we know to be consistent. That's all it is. So we get in here, a little bit of a pullback. At this point, we rally and break the recent high, pull back again, and then get another nice rip on this move. Stop loss is trailed. It gets hit before another almost 10-point rally, which does suck, but what I just said, you're not going to catch everything. It's not about being perfect. And this thing is still just gone up nice and slowly since then. See if we've had a nice break and retest of our level, which was 68. So kind of a break and retest of that pre-market high right there, playing out now. But yeah, I'm off after that first trade, one and done. Nothing crazy for this Monday, but good to be back to the setup. It's always nice to catch a win, especially after some time off. Felt pretty calm, collected, and focused on the setup that I was being presented, and I feel like I executed pretty well. So we'll be back. Excited to be back, at least for this week. Have to be off again next week, unfortunately. But after that, I should be good to be back for a pretty extended period of time, minus maybe one day a week here and there. So, all right, peace.